you know, this normally isn't a problem, and it's kind of cute here. So I'm on FXStreet again, of course. You know, I'm entertained by all the sophomoric behavior. Um, Now, here's a guy that posted a blog, right? Now, he's invoking some of these cliches. I mean, he's got so much stuff in here, man. Where do you begin, right? Um, Ari Kiev, who's a trading coach, you know, he's got all the little snippets from this guy and that guy, but to read into this thing, I mean, this is how people lose so much money trading because they're expecting so many things to line up. And I just don't know where this technical analysis garbage came from. And I don't know where to too much. This morning he's taking a loss in the NZD, right? He's not only central banks, now he's going to go into the fundamental news of how the market is responding to the news and what they said, and then he says here, looking back with clarity that comes from exiting a losing position. Okay, so psychologically he's not prepared to be in a loss. So when he gets out, he can think clearly, right? But he hasn't accepted the fact that he can lose trading. Trading's a game for losers. You got to become a good loser, and you got to learn how to lose good. You're going to lose. So once you have no attachment to the loss, it's very much like a samurai. A samurai enters a battle, and he expects to die. In other words, he's letting go. He's let go of the fear because he's not holding on to himself anymore. Now he can think clearly in battle. You have to be able to eat the losses that's coming at you and say, yeah, this is what trading is. And this whole thing about, while I might ultimately be proved correct. Now, here's another big problem in the whole Forex world is this need to be right. Okay, and this guy's claiming that he says I should come back with a better attitude. No, this is my attitude. I'm pissed off all day long. So, especially when I read this tripe. Now I'm sure he's only 22 years old, so you give the guy a break, right? But the idea that, it's about being correct, right? And he can no longer participate. So all these things jump out at me in this trade. So he can't participate, and we learn more from our losers than our winners. But he doesn't like losing so much. Have broken multi-year resistance. Now, I don't know if that really works if you're scalping or whatever. And then here's where it gets interesting. Like he's claiming that RSI. I'm assuming he's using 14 out of the box on the platform. 14 RSI comes in at 69 now. I don't know if that's the 69 RSI, but it has nothing to do with anything. I mean, these markets are moving so fast and hard today. This is a news day. The next target on the highest side is the October 2000 level and look at this number he's got with the 5th decimal point. Really interesting. Well, I'm glad you got a precision trading system. A break close above this. Oh, well, at least he's got a round number here. Slacking off. I need to have. He's got worries. Worried about getting away from me. Okay, you can't control the market. The market getting away from you. You're not babysit. I mean, it's not like maybe put in a cage. This is not. I don't know where this stuff comes from. I have to blame all the trading books and all this stuff. Now, here's the contention point. So, as we come down to the meat of the story here, is that comfortably below this price here, blah blah, that would have gotten me long before a pullback to the 200-day simple moving average at 100. Okay, now 100 is great. I like the round handle idea. I still find it odd that while the euro to the Swiss, now this is a pair that is psychotic. If anybody's looked at that, you're talking about it's like driving on the hood of your car at night, and you got your drunk friends driving the car, and you're on the hood of the car, and it's been covered with Mazola oil. So and it's like, okay, so the 200-day moving average, and then this is why I'm even bothering just to go off on a rant here, is because this guy has the audacity, after all this cliche stuff that people have lost so much money trading this stuff I can't even tell you, he's going to provide a link to his site. Now watch how long this. I'm not on a optic fiber direct from the NSA here, but watch how long this takes to load. And then of course, once I get into this guy's site, this doesn't look like the guy at all. Okay, and this FX forecast in UK. Well, I'm glad it's the UK, man, because if it was forecast out in Nigeria, you know I wouldn't take any of these recommendations. Now this is probably the prettiest wallpaper I've ever seen. I don't know where he got this wallpaper, but he should stick to web page designing, because the Black Wave Pilot, I'm telling you what, man, I got to get on this game. Got a newsletter, got subscribers. Now, the moment I touch this to scroll down, here comes the garbage off the top with the, I don't know what this is, the new Facebook. Okay, and then, yeah, logo area, transparent here. I think he's got to finish the site. Okay, now, I mean, seriously, man, if you're trolling for people, and then he's got reminiscence of a stock operator. But this stuff has been around forever. People have been losing their, people have been losing forever, right? Then he's got the balls to put FXCM on here when he's on a site that's sponsored by, or maybe they're sponsored by that. I don't know what the hell. Money. Look at this. He's got, you like it, you follow it, blah, blah, blah. Really? Now, I'm just trying to, if anybody thinks that this guy's got a clue, let's just go take a look at this stuff, all right? Now, I created a template with a 200-day and a 100-day moving average. Of course, this is how I trade. This is gold market. What I trade is what the market gives me. So here's the gold market, right? And you take a trend line. Now, I know this is hard work for people. They go, oh, I got to break the trend line out. Yeah, break the trend line out, baby. And, it's a perfectly auto-adapting moving average. Never lets you down, right? Let's go through the. Now he's trading the I think dollar yen here. So I put the 200-day and the 100-day moving average on here. This is a daily chart. Now I'll give you this, that even a blind squirrel is manging on a nut, a big juicy one he found, because he's like, wow, man, I can't believe I found this nut, right? So let me zoom in here. Now check this out. You get this perfect touch on the moving average. This is the 200-day, the red one. Look at that touch. That's a hell of an entry. Wow, man. Now, if I ran a, this is the 100, this is the 200. If I ran a 75, you'd have a perfect touch maybe on here, right? There's a million perfect touches on here. But now it touches here. It finds support here. You took that trade, right? You took that trade, but honestly, why don't you just build a robot if it's that gorgeous, right? But I've done this video before. I've done this video before, like, okay, that was a sell, sell, but I'm using Alexander Elder entry technique. In other words, when it comes to moving average, you get in, right? Now here, buy. Oh, look at, you're long this whole time. Woohoo! Now, be realistic, people. I mean, were you really on that trade? How did it work out for you here? Okay, you sold here. Okay, you got chopped. Let's see, you sold there, you got chopped. There was, whoa, here, this is kind of dicey. Now, this is where I wiped out my account. Basically, didn't have any money to take this signal. Okay, there's no signals for, now mind you, this is 2010 here. It was daily. So, oh, well, maybe here's a signal. No, it didn't like that. I didn't like the line there, now did it? So you really dial into this stuff and see how ridiculous this approach to trading is. How about this move? Well, that was only 1,000 pips. That was like 800 pips, right? We can't make that trade, right? Now, oh, it worked here, worked there. Oh, where did I put my stop? Oh, forget stops. I'm a trader, damn it. So, yeah, well, it's touching there. Well, there's another chance to get in next year, maybe. Okay, so, yeah, this is how I chart. Okay, now here's let me throw it on here. Right, let me get rid of this technical analysis, as it's called, right? And I'll put on the template. This is the moron template. So now let me zoom out here. Okay, same story, right? It didn't like that. It didn't like any of these moving averages. There's no trade there. There's no trade there. Maybe there's a trade here. Ooh, this is tough sledding here. I think I must chopped and blew up my account here with this trading formula. This is retarded stuff, man. Who's doing this? Really, who's using this just draw a trend line, man. Okay? Draw a trend line, Look how perfectly the trend line. Look how many entries there are on the trend line. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it breaks the trend line, rolls over. Just forget this lazy stuff. It's a real job, man. Gotta work at it, right? Come on. I mean, like, come on. Moving averages, what good is this 200 and 100 doing you up in this stuff when you should be selling up there? Why should you be selling up there? Because you could draw a trend line that projects up there. At least you're nailing something, or at least you've got this going. You know how to use this tool, so you have an equidistant channel, right? And you're gonna look for the fractals here. You're gonna hang that off, right? You're gonna look for the top bottom. You're gonna look for the rollover point, right? I mean, doesn't this look like a better tool, right? Look at the symmetry here. So you got yeah, granted it's work, right? You gotta break the thing out. You gotta drag it around. You gotta find this. You gotta find the fractal. And then you got to drag this over, right? You got to find the resistance. Now this is, the market can't see this either. It can't see that line, but that line represents a linear a movement that is at 45 degrees or whatever. That's, in other words, the market's moving around that. So let's take another example here. Now this is euro. He references the euro to the Swiss. Now I did a comical video on this. Probably one of the first videos I ever did. Because the blue line here is closing prices. Somebody asked me, what's that blue line? Well, that's the close. But now, how could you handle this wick here? This is, look at all these spike wicks here. Let's go daily. It's much more obvious that, yeah, I mean, really, you're trading this thing? I mean, how you got stops on that? We got 200-day moving. Let's put the, Let's put this on here. This is what people are using, right? Because they read it in a book. I don't know where they get this stuff. Seriously, look at this market. Look at this thing flatline here. What, are you kidding me? Come on. It just kills me, man. I mean, seriously, every time you turn around, it's guys got this stuff running. Look at this behavior here. There's no regard to that moving average. It just doesn't mean a thing, right? Look at a 100 and 200 day moving average on this currency pair. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, sure. Oh, sure. There was a trade there. There was a trade there. But, man, use top-bottom theory. For God's sakes, tops become bottoms. Bottoms become tops. It's classical. It's easy. It's like when you play guitar. People are writing hit songs, right, all day long. Do you think that they're breaking out some type of... Okay, here. Let's take a look at this one with the... I mean, you 4 chords, you write a hit song. Do you think people are writing using it's unbelievable. I'm just tired of the bloggers and the just go trade that thing. You don't even trade, man. If you do trade, you're just blowing up your account all day long, right? But what good is this down here? What good is this 200? It's just, there's no structure there, man. There's nothing. Now here's a guppy trade of a failure. Now all the people were buying there, it just cracks me up. Now that's a classic, right? They're all buying there thinking that trend line hold, but look how sharp the entry is here. That's a decisive pivot entry, man. That breaks, you got your protection, your parachute there, you're short that thing all the way down. You put this on there, you put the moron template on there. What good? What good is that doing you? Right? What good is it doing? Oh, I bought here because it had support, and I bought here because it had support at the 200 MA, and I don't know, they're just wiping my account out. Whereas if you would have come in here with a trend line, old school, right? Old school rules, man. Do you really think that you want to have a floating mishmash line like this thing squirreling all over the place? But you're going to tell me, oh, look at there. You don't need it for this one. This is top bottom theory. See these wicks? These bottoms become a top. You think the market, the people that went and they bought this thinking it was going to keep going up because this was going up, and that was going up, they got to get out. This is the top, becomes a bottom. This is a, you know, how long are you going to wait for the 200 and the 100 to come towards your, to fit your perfect view of the market, the way you think the market should behave? The market does what the market does. There's absolutely no rhyme or reason to this market behavior. What I see here is a top becomes a bottom. I don't know how much more simple this can get. Now, in this instance, this 200 to 100 ain't doing you any good. Okay? You bought here, okay, right? You bought here. Well, they just clobbered you. You didn't need that. You go to the apex of this triangle here, and you go here. This is the price that they're looking for, okay? Another thing is these markets, and then the guy's talking about New Zealand dollar and stuff. These markets, oh, I gotta move in order here. I actually do trade this stuff. I just gotta move my take profit there. Okay, so look at this. Take a look at this this price here. Isn't this very interesting? Very interesting how it like this around handle. So I find this to be the trade, okay? Forget the 200, blah, 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 100. Put your orders. Hey, this is the pivot, right? You want to put a buy order here. You want to put a buy order down here. You know, you got this is the pivot. I don't have a 50 handle in here, but you can imagine the 50 handles are like here, right? But just step away from this this 200 and 100 SMA. It's just garbage, man. I don't even know who came up with that. Somebody that just was like totally the most sophomoric amateur hour trader in the world, I think. That's all I can figure. I can't even figure it. So yeah, let's take a look at well, the guy's like, come back in a better mood. Well, I'm almost there, okay? Yeah, so look at this. Now, this is a chart I drew up. Some people complain there's too many lines in here, but look at the projection here. I've not touched these lines in 2 weeks. I'm always selling at this. I'm buying at this. This is the hard edge line. You don't want a floating piece of analysis. You don't want an SMA of 50 or 51 or an EMA of 21. It doesn't do you any good. If you can trade with that, man, you're just like, you're getting into entries. I guess if your money management is stellar, but even that, why would you want to get into crappy trades? It just doesn't make sense to me. Why would you want to torture yourself, right? Well, you got to get it as sharp. In other words, let the market move, but put a solid indicator in like this. You really want to have something that's mushing around, and when the market makes a violent move, now it's going to be included into that indicator in such a minuscule way, and it's gonna distort it a little bit, it's gonna move it a little bit, but I mean, you really got to know what you're looking at in the markets. You know, some people do put that stuff up because they know other people are looking at it, and they're thinking, yeah, well, the people that are looking at that, they're probably going to do this move because they're thinking about that. But if you notice there's a structure of the market there, and just draw the lines. The market's going to tell you where to draw the lines. It's going to give you the whole map, the whole road map there, right? I think this is a no-brainer here. You can start drawing this channel here, right? Starting to move. This is a continually adapting moving average as a trend line. There's no wishy-washy. There's no when it breaks this thing, Australia's going up against the U.S. That's higher interest rate, anyways. For all the people that track the news, which is another thing I don't get, why would you care? Why would you want that to even enter your brain? You know, why would you want that to even influence your trading things? Now, here's a classic example of if you're waiting for these 200 to 100 to get near your entry on the weekly here. Oh, let's call it daily because they do say daily, right? I mean, everybody is doing that. But, I mean, where's your entries? This is a big mishmash. This is, you're getting chopped to death here. Don't work so good on these things like Euro to Australia, maybe. Yeah, maybe I'm just picking the wrong currency. Here's one. Canadian Japan. I mean, this is funny. This is a funny pair, right? Who trades this stuff? Well, spreads kind of nasty, right? So here, let's put this, my favorite moron indicator. Okay, look at that. Where's my trade? Oh, here was a nice one. Wow, that was great. And then, well, this one, yeah, wow, look at all the money I made. Look at that. Look at, like I stated, wait till they crossed over, and then when they crossed over, I bought here, but oof, got hit. And then, I bought here, oh man, they stopped me out again, blah, blah, blah. It's just a mishmash. Now what? Well, I sold here, I'm short. I don't know, man. Really? Can't we get something? Can't we move on? Can't we have something a little more more better? You know, can't somebody? And with the whole thing, I mean, this has been going on for years now. It's 10 years of just cliches and oh yeah, well, you know, cut your losses short, let your profits run. This is all the crap people use to lose money with. This is all of it. Just goes on forever. I just can't take it.